Hi, welcome to Learning Curves next video. My name is Kashish and today we're going to just be going over Pythagorean Theorem. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So Pythagorean Theorem, right? So this is an easy way used to find out side lengths of right triangles. So it only works if it's a right triangle, which means that the triangle has one angle that adds up to 90 degrees. So let's say our measurements were like 3 and 4. And then maybe we were trying to figure out this mystery one, right? So what we would do here is we would use the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's our formula. So let's go ahead and try and plug everything in. So we have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared, because that's the one that we don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out, right? And then so if we add that together, 9 plus 16 equals c squared. So now we have that. Now we just have to add it together. So then we get this equals 25 equals c squared. And then we just have to square root it after that, because that's how you solve. If something is squared, you square root it to get this part to cancel out. So you just have c, and 25 square rooted is 5. And that is c. So then our question mark would be 5. So yeah, that's Pythagorean theorem. This specific combo of 3, 4, 5 is called a Pythagorean triple. And these are basically like numbers that we for sure know are going to like end up being this see how these are all integers? They're for sure going to be integers. Another more triples are like 6, 8, 10. And there's a bunch of different ones, but yeah, this is just an example of that. But there's also ones, so this was pretty clean obviously, but there's also examples where it doesn't end up being a perfect number. So let's say we have another triangle, and then maybe our let's say this is maybe 15, and then this is say 7. All right, and then we're trying to solve for this. So then what we would do is, so now we don't know what one of the side lengths is. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that's our equation. So let's go ahead and plug stuff in. So our a would be 7 squared plus b squared, because that's what we don't know, equals 15 squared, because we do know that. And then we would just solve more. So 7 squared is 14. We still don't know b squared. 15 squared is 225. Just wanted to make sure I have that right. And so then what we have to do is just subtract 49 from both sides, because we're just solving the equation like normal. And then when we do that, we get that b squared is equal to 176. And then like again, we just square root both sides, and then we get the square root of 176 is 13.264. It goes on. So I'm just going to round this to the tens. It's 13.3. So we can say that this equals to 13.3. So obviously some of them do not end up being perfect numbers like this one. So yeah, that's just an example. And we can also use Pythagorean theorem for triangles on a grid. So let's say we have this, and then I'm just gonna label it right? So let's say we had maybe a triangle that looked something like this, right? So we know that the points here, so this is 2, 3, this is 2, -2, and this is 5, -2, right? So we can also use Pythagorean theorem here if we were trying to find this side length, right? So first we would have to count up the one side length. We've count out this side length. So as we can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5 spaces long. So we can label this part as 5. Obviously, we could have also just subtracted 3 and -2 and then got the absolute value, and then that also would have been 5. So you could have also done it that way. And then here, let's count it again. So we have 1, 2, 3. So we know that this is 3. And now we can solve to find side length. So let's go ahead and plug everything in. Let's use our formula, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then let's plug in, so 3 squared plus 5 squared is equivalent to c squared, because we don't know that yet. So 9 plus 25 equals c squared. And then 9 plus 25 is 34 equals c squared. And let's go ahead and square root both sides. We get c is equal to, let me just plug it into my calculator. And we get that c is equal to 5.8. I'm just rounding this to the nearest tenths again. So that's our answer, 5.8. And that was Pythagorean theorem. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and make sure you tune in next time for one of Learning Curve's other videos. See you then. Bye-bye.